When leaving your boat for the short term, perhaps for a couple days to a couple weeks, there are a variety of tasks to complete. To get a handy checklist on what to do before you temporarily leave your boat, visit this link. You might want to use the checklist to ensure you reduce the likelihood of returning to an untidy, moldy, smelly, problematic boat.
I flushed the bilges out the other day, so I know they're pretty clean, and I do that on quite a regular basis. But when I'm going away, all I'm going to do is have the bilge pump. It has auto, off and manual. I'm just going to flick it over to manual, and you can hear it running, just to make sure you get it as empty as possible.
And why is there water in there anyway?
There isn't.
Oh. Okay.
There isn't any water in there because, like I say, I cleaned them out the other day.
But if there was water in there and we went away, we would come back to a potentially stinky boat.
Potentially a stinky boat. And you always want to run your pumps every now and again. So it's on auto. So if anything does happen...
And we're not here, the bilge pump will start pumping
going.
it out. Okay. Okay, before we leave, we also put vinegar down every drain we have. So that means the toilet, the sink drain, and the shower drain. The kitchen drains, every possible drain that we have, we just put vinegar in and we just let it sit. But before doing the vinegar, you want to make sure that your gray water tank is empty. If you have a gray water tank, ours is here, and just to make sure, you can hear it. It's sucking in air now, so now I know that the tank is empty. If the gray water tank has, gray water in it, it will smell if it's not pumped out.
Today we're looking at closing the boat up. So this is our water maker, and we're only going away for just a long weekend, so we don't have to do anything with it. But if we're going away for 10 days or 2 weeks or more, I pickle it. We put a solution in a bucket and I suck it up through the system, through all the membranes here, that puts a pickling solution in there, which then protects the membrane. Okay, Kim, so what are you doing?
I am cleaning out the freezer. I'm looking for anything that's got mold in it. Yuck. And we're only going away for a weekend, so it's no big deal. But if we were going away for longer than a week, I would take everything out. I would clean it, I would defrost it, and we have a little piece of string here that we put on the outside that allows it to stay open but not bash against anything if a wave goes over. So
so why do you do that?
Because you need to keep a refrigerator open, otherwise it'll get all yucky and stinky inside. So, but this trip that we're taking for my mom's birthday is only for a weekend. So right now I'm just gonna clean out anything that's yucky and it's gonna go bad. I'm gonna take stuff that we can eat over the weekend up to my brother so it doesn't spoil.
Here I'll run you through the batteries. Our batteries at the moment are 100% because I've switched on the battery charger. As you can see, it's on there and it's up to 100%. And what I will do is, once we leave, we'll switch everything off except for the fridge and the anti-foul system, and we'll leave it. And with that, we have our solar panels, and they will keep the batteries charged up while we're away.
Yeah, so we don't have to worry about topping them up or putting the charger on.
We're only away for a weekend, so it wouldn't matter even anyway. But we've left the boat for 6 weeks when it was on the hard, and it kept the batteries perfectly topped up.
Yeah, so that's the advantage of having some solar panels.
Yes.
So before we leave, we check all the windows and make sure they're closed and locked. So I generally start in the front of the boat. Okay, so I'm just going to shut and lock the windows. So these ones we always keep a crack open just because it lets air flow in and it cuts down on mold and mildew. So these ones are just shut and and lock them. And then what I'll do is I will check the skylight here. And I'll just make sure that it's shut all the way down, and I will lock it, make sure it's locked. Boats are pretty easy to get into if you want to, but it's good to deter people as much as possible. So I will go through the whole boat and I will look at every single window, make sure they're closed very tight, make sure they're locked. Before we leave, we also close up the boat as much as possible so people can't see in. And also, we don't want the sun getting in, because if the sun is on a particular spot, it could bleach it. So what I'll do is I'll close the... Did I lose all color?
No, you're still there, Josh.
I close the hatch blind, and then what I'll also do is I will just close up these so that people can't see inside the boat. When boaters leave for a long duration, a lot of them put the beds up. So they'll take the beds and they'll just put them on the side. But we have this special material under our beds. I'm not sure what it's called, but we got it at the London Boat Show a long time ago. And it keeps the bed raised enough so that we never get any kind of mold or mildew underneath our beds. So if you don't have that, you might just want to turn the beds up so that air is getting underneath and helping so that you don't get mold. Another thing we do is we unplug all of our appliances. Anything plugged in, we remove them from the sockets. You know, I don't know if there's a huge risk of fire starting, or if, you know, the boat gets hit by lightning, if that would blow up anything, but I think it's just good practice to take all the plugs out of the outlets. Also, if something's plugged in, it could be draining down the electricity if something's left on. This is our air conditioner and dehumidifier. It's currently sitting in a shower. We're actually showering at the marina right now. So this is just a handy little space for my next caulking project in the shower. But if we're gonna go away from the boat for more than a few days, we will plug in the dehumidifier. We will close up the boat, close the vents, and this will reduce the amount of mold and mildew that we'll come back to after a week or so long trip. For the dehumidifier, what we do is we set it up and we have it drain into the bilge. Whenever we leave the boat, we also pack a envelope full of our boat docs, so it's got our registration, our insurance details, all our important paperwork that we wouldn't want to be taken if something was taken. We also bring all of our passports and, you know, just anything that's important to us as far as paperwork goes. We pack that and we bring that and keep that with us at all times. So we're getting all packed up, and in the trolley there we have one of our sails. So every time we go somewhere we try to offload some of our stuff on friends and family. So we're going to my brother's house tonight, and little does he know he's going to acquire an asymmetrical sail for his attic. Before we leave, we turn everything off. Simon said it earlier, but I'm doing it now, so I'll show you. We turn everything off, the lights. We leave the fridge on because we still have food in it and we want food to come back to. Everything else, I will turn off the freshwater pump because if that goes off, it could go off and not stop and burn out. I turn off the Galley sink pump. The gray water pumps I can turn off. Forward toilet, aft toilet. The only other thing I leave is the anti-foul system, because that's keeping the hull from barnacles and buildup. So the only two things left on are the fridge and the anti-foul system. Now this is pulling off the mains, so what I will do is I will turn off the sockets, and the battery charger is still on. I will leave that to the very last minute and I'll shut that off before we leave.
Okay, Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to check the warps, make sure that they're not looking worn, and make sure they're in good condition for us being away, because there's a lot of tide, a lot of wind, a lot of movement here.
Okay, I'm just locking up the boat. Oh, and it's not locked. So it's always good to check. This boat takes a little while to get used to getting it locked. Okay, that's locked.
And where are we going to take it?
We are going to take a key to a neighbor, so if they have to get in the boat, if there's an emergency, pumps going off or something going wrong, give it to our neighbor and they can get on the boat and take care of things for us, hopefully.
And their boat is
Next door.
there.
Give it to our next door neighbors. Simon's telling me to hurry up because I'm babbling.
You have a go at me for going on. You told everyone you're cleaning it out 4 times.
I know. That's all I'm doing. Cleaning it out. Actually, I'm letting all the air out. So, yeah, I'm cleaning it out and that's it.
So, this is more than enough, so we're going to get rid of this. Did someone just fall in the water over there?
That boat.
Like
No,
it?
that boat just ran into the... Did it run into the jetty?
Yeah.
It's hitting the front of the...
Let me just have a look.
If you're a new boat owner and haven't purchased my guide titled Checklist for Sailors, Passage Planning, Sailboat Maintenance, Cleaning, Medical, and More, you might want to take a look at it. When Simon and I started out, we didn't know how to do much of anything. Over the past 3 years, we've learned loads, and whatever we do learn, we're working hard to pass it on to you. Click the link above or visit the description area of this video on YouTube to learn more. And lastly, if you like our videos, please hit subscribe below. We aim to publish a new video every week so long as we're on land.